Back now to the Trump presidency and a busy day in Washington, D.C. A judge ordering Paul Manafort to jail on charges that he tampered with witnesses while he was out on bail.
While the president has a freewheeling and sometimes fact-challenged Q&A with reporters on the North Lawn. Margaret Brennan is the host of Face the Nation, and she joins us live from Washington. Always good to see you, Margaret. And let's start with the president's impromptu news conference earlier. And he keeps saying that his administration's policy of separating kids from their parents at the border is the Democrats' fault. Is it?
Well, this is not so clear. What it is a choice, really. It's a policy in terms of how to implement the law. The Attorney General has decided that he's going to prosecute criminally rather than civilly those who cross the border illegally, meaning you go to jail and you get separated from your child. That's a choice in terms of how to implement the law. They could choose otherwise. There's a bit of a term of art there when the White House is insisting that they don't have any choice in the matter. Now, what we're seeing on Capitol Hill from Republicans are two bills coming forth actually trying to legally create protection so that parents and children won't be separated. Essentially, Republicans trying to write bills to prevent the president from implementing the current policy that the Justice Department, I should say, is implementing. That sounds very complicated, but this is basically, once again, one of the most emotionally charged issues politically, immigration. And the question is whether the bills being written on Capitol Hill will ever make it to the president's desk. The White House coming out and saying he supports both of them at this time, meaning the president is now saying he'll sign something that prevents him from separating families.
So, Margaret, Paul Manafort now going to jail. He's, of course, the president's former campaign chair. And as he was walking in, he was hearing chants of lock him up. How big of a deal is this? Well,
this is the former campaign chairman, Paul Manafort, who was in that role for about 5 months' time. He's going to jail, detention. He hasn't been put away in prison. This is holding because of what the court says was attempts by him to witness tamper. He is facing indictments on a number of fronts related to financial crimes, money laundering, all sorts of things related to past work. But the reason this is so front and center is because the president came out and said he thought that he was being treated unfairly. The president's personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani, seemed to suggest that the president may pardon him in the future if he is indeed being treated as unfairly as the president claims here. So that draws the line right back to Paul Manafort's role with the Trump campaign. But we should underscore at this point what Paul Manafort is being indicted for has to do with his past work for different campaigns and in different roles, not the Trump campaign yet. The question is, will he provide any evidence regarding the special counsel's ongoing probe?
Margaret Brennan, live for us in Washington tonight. And congratulations on being the #1 Sunday public affairs show on network television. And you can catch Margaret on Face the Nation.